Hi guys, how we doing? Phil Kenny here, continuing my OLSP 50-day challenge, and already we are on day 44. So if by any remote chance you don't know what I'm doing, it's because I set myself a challenge 44 days ago now, and one of those things that I have to do on that challenge is to do a Facebook Live every single day, and this is day 44. I haven't missed a day yet, and the reason I say to people always do challenges is because they give you a sense of consistency, they give you a sense of accountability, definitely has helped establish that routine of what we do, and that is what helps the Facebook algorithm and things like that. And in this industry that we are all in, it's all part of your branding process as well, which is absolutely huge. You're getting yourself out there, you get yourself seen, which helps to build the well-known, know, like, and trust factor, especially this day and age, because it is a people industry. People join people even more so now than they ever have done before, because there's a lot of distrust out there. There's a lot of dodgy programs, a lot of poor programs, a lot of people being scammed, lost money, things like that. So the more you can put yourself on camera or connect with people and build your brand and establish that trust factor, it's going to serve you really well further down the line and things like that. So that's why we do it. And that's what you need to be doing. So, make yourself as brandable as possible so people get to know you and like you and trust you, because people will follow you for a long, long time. Okay, they'll follow you for a long, long time. They'll follow you for weeks, or days, and months even. You'll have people come into your messenger box and things like that. So I've been watching you, I've been following your lives, I've seen you online and things like that. And that's what it's all about, people. That's what it's all about. People will be watching you. We say it so many times on here. They're going to be watching what you do and following what you do for a long time before they actually do anything or come forward. I've had people recently message me and say, hey, I've been watching your 50-day challenge. I was on day 36 or something it was. So they've been following me for over a month before they even come forward and spoke or commented or anything like that. Because, again, it's part of that process. It's building up that trust factor, building up the like factor, and because people are so wary online. There's more and more people looking to get involved, creating side income, side hustles. But because there's so much garbage out there, because so many people have been caught out, they're going to be worried. They're more wary now than they were a few years ago, because people are sort of very quick to sort of jump on anything a few years ago and stuff like that. And we've got a like here from Carl. How you doing, Carl? Carl's been working closely with me. He's under me in the OLSP program, doing really well. Been doing some more closer work with him, starting to help him take things forward. And Carl's been doing a daily live. He's on, I think he's only missed one day when he had internet problems, but apart from that, and the last one he did was one of his best, I think. He's getting more confident, and it's like anything. You build that consistency and you're going to get the confidence up. So let's get on to what I was talking about on today's subject. So I'll try and pick a subject every day. It doesn't always follow that plan. It will depends who turns up. Sometimes we go completely off key. But on today's one, I said I'll put what to do in the quiet periods. I believe that's how I posted it. So we just check it. You maximize the quiet times is what I actually did say. And how do you do it? Because this time of year in particular, this time is notoriously quiet in this industry. I've known it for a long time. It's just something that happens. You've got most of the kids are off on their school holidays, or a lot of people are away. It's a sort of vacation time. And when we spoke to Ilse in the week, she said over in Belgium, they actually have an 8-week school holiday break. So a lot of people are on holiday there. And it's similar over in the States. Don't quote me on it, but I know they've got the similar sort of holiday times over there. So things do lull. They don't go dead, but you definitely see it from a marketing perspective, say how it was before the holidays, and then it would definitely pick up again afterwards, and things like that. So how do you maximize the quiet times? Well, the first thing is staying consistent. That's what it's all about. Once you've got that consistent daily plan of action, still keep doing it, especially if you do yourself things like this. You set yourself a challenge. It sort of makes you do the extra things. It makes you do the lives and bits and pieces like that. So do your posts, do your lives, do everything else that you're doing. Once you've got that routine, you just kind of stick to it. But the other good way of maximizing it, because it gets a little bit quieter, it gives you a little bit more time to do other bits and pieces, say, that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So for myself, what I always do, I'll look out to try out one or two other platforms that I might not have the time to sort of get involved in. I've got 1 or 2 platforms that I use on a regular basis. I'm talking about the things to sort of advertise with and generate leads and traffic and stuff like that. But this, when you've got the quiet times, you can put out more content. You can find out what's a good platform, or what people are using before, so traffic wise and things like that, and then test it out for yourself. I mean, you got all to go for at least a month in it, and just pick up one of the either the sort of little packages in there, not to go all in on a big sort of lifetime upgrade, not when you don't know anything about it, unless it's being highly recommended. But if you're sort of testing it out yourself, you want to go sort of not the free member, but up a couple of levels. That's what I normally go for, and then you might have to pay a sort of monthly fee of around $25, and that's okay in my book, because there's something you're going to have a look at. You're going to get quite a few bonuses for coming in that level, and then you can add your sites. It's going to be quite easy to monitor it, because it's not like just joining a program and trying it out for a month and then going, as in like a network marketing or affiliate marketing program. It's different. You need a long-term mindset for that. When it's a traffic platform that's going to get you, a high amount of views to banners or sites and ideal clicks and that which come through and then into leads, then you can definitely do it on a sort of month or so basis, because you're going to know at the end of 30 days, especially if you're tracking your links, you're going to know if you're getting any sort of decent clicks and leads from that program, from that site, from wherever it is advertising. So that's the way you do it. So you've got to be tracking your leads. And that way you'll know if that site is performing. And if it's not performing, you can say, well, look, I've not had hardly any hits and visits. The site's not delivering the views it said, or if you're getting a high amount of views on it, then you can see if the leads are coming in and things like that. And that's what it's all about. That's when it's good to maximize the quiet time. If you're able to do maybe 1, 2, or 3 of these sort of sites, try them out. Go for the reviews first. There's plenty of good platforms that review traffic sites. If you lose something like Leads or something like that, their social platforms are pretty good for reviewing sites, and try it out, and then you might be able to go back to one you've used before, or you can give it a run and do things like that. That's definitely what I do in the quieter times, and just so you can fill it up with sort of banners and text ads, and maybe add a couple of campaigns in there. And that's why you need to be say not the free member, because you don't normally get many perks as a free member, but maybe up 1 or 2 little levels, and maybe go for a mid one that's either a little package or like a reasonably low monthly cost. And that's when I look at this, like $20, $25 a month. Over here in the UK, it's only about 20 quid a month, which is not too bad. Not to try something out with and see if you're getting the results from it. If you're getting the results from it, obviously, then you can say, yeah, well, actually, this one is working quite well. Maybe I can move things up a bit, or do a higher upgrade, or whatever. And then you add it to the arsenal of the things that you're already doing. And that's what it's all about. It's about testing these resources that are out there. Because you'll get some sort of would-be sort of leaders or marketers. They'll just tell people to join everything that they're in, regardless of how good it is. And the reason they want to do that is they want everybody to join up under their links, so they earn more commissions out of them, or, which is all well and good. But if somebody's in a program and they're already not earning very well, and they've already got monthly fees attached to that, then the last thing they want to do is start adding more monthly fees to it, things like that. So you've got to sort of balance out, especially in this day and age with the cost of living hitting hard. So you've got to you've got to do it wisely. So, but if you can go to them and say, oh no, I've got some good results with this program, you've got to have to put your time and your effort in there, but put your links in there and be active in there. So your links and that get seen more. I've got good results with it, and that's a different kettle of fish, because then you've got to be a sort of social proof and a bit of trust proof with it. It's like anything, that's the time to recommend it. I touched on this once before in a different live. Instead of just saying, join this, join this, join this, it's not the way to be. Because what's going to happen, these people are going to try and join these programs, upgrading 3, 4, 5 of them, and the next thing you know, they've got all these monthly fees coming out and not much money coming in. So people can't operate like that. So you've got to strike the balance, and the best way to do it is in the quiet times. Test out these new platforms. You're getting something that's working, then you can say, hey, look, this one's working quite well for me. I've got a few leads for it. And sort of go from there. And you have to be tracking your leads, guys. I mean, that's another thing that's so important in the industry. If you're not tracking your leads and things like that, you're not going to know where they come from. So that's another subject we can sort of touch on, because then it's quite easy to do it. You can use platforms like Leads Leap again. Platform, they've got the free facilities in there, and one of them, they have got a good free tracker where they'll tell you where you can create your tracking link for it, and then you can use them as URLs and things like that, and then you'll be able to see where the hits are coming from, where the leads are coming from, and things like that. Because it's no good just piling your, the same link into these different sort of traffic programs if you don't know, if you're not monitoring them anyway. Because then if you do get 2 or 3 leads sort of drop in, you need to know where they've come from. Have they come from you posting on Facebook? Have they come from one of your social media bios? Have they come from one of your traffic platforms? How are you going to do that if you're not tracking them? Because you can't just sort of guess. So you need to be tracking all your leads, and that way you can analyze different programs and things like that. And then you can sort of obviously work on the ones that are producing and leave the ones that are not producing. Once you've got that information in front of you, it's quite easy to do. So that's definitely what you do. You got to promote it that way. So doing in the quiet times is the best time to do it, because if it's a busy time when you got a lot more leads coming in, and you're busy on DMs, or you're busy working with your team because they got things that need to do, and you need to be connecting or getting on a call with one of your team members or whatever on a sort of busy schedule, then it's quite difficult to find that extra time outside of what you're already doing to maximize these other areas. But in this sort of time of year, it's quite a good time to do it, because things do drop off quite significantly. Once the sort of kids go back to school, once you get back into September, you're going to have things pick up again, because people are going to want to start earning a bit of extra money. They'll have Christmas on the horizon and things like that. It's another good time. But I think this is probably one of the quietest times I find during the sort of summer vacation, when the kids are away on their holidays and stuff like that, vacations, whatever they're doing. But it's a good time to get other things together. And then you can structure new funnels, you can try new things out and have a look what's working for some and what's working for not. So that's definitely a good time to maximize it and keep up to date on these platforms. A lot of these traffic platforms, there's a lot of them about. Some of them are not very good. It doesn't matter how long they've been out. Some require, if you're using sort of traffic exchange ones, they require you to do a lot of surfing. Some of them always, require a little bit of surfing, which I don't mind. But when they're requiring like a lot of surfing, you've got to be in there for like 2 hours, which is quite normal for some of them. That's no good to you. That's way too much of your time. If you can visit a platform, maybe 20 minutes to half an hour tops in there, top up your ads and do a little bit of surfing, get a bit more credits or whatever, so you get more sort of points and your views and stuff like that, then it's worth it. But when it's sort of going past that mark, then you got to sort of think about your own time needs and stuff like that. Some of them don't need that. I mean, there's one of the platforms that I use, you can just sort of go in, you can set the ads up and just come out. You don't really need surfing time as such, which is even better, because a lot of these ones, you want the sort of automated ones, especially if you've got some sort of upgrade in there, we can just go in there, add any new ads, things like that, and sort of go from there. Does that make sense? So the idea is maximizing your time, and because you've got to conserve your time. Your time is precious, your time is valuable. But as long as you're doing something that's actively going towards growing your business and things like that, then it's a really good thing to be doing. And so these are the times to maximize them, and that's what I always say to people. Because then you can recommend it on to team members. Always recommend it once you've tested it yourself first, because otherwise you're going to lose your own sort of trust, if you like, within your team very quickly. Because if you're just saying, join this and join that, and here's a list of traffic programs, join them all, and going, these things take time to do. So, in an ideal world, you could be joining them all and be upgraded in all of them, and, having them all on automation, great, but that's not realistic. And these things still take time to do and to join and to add your banners and links and all the rest of it. So it's a process of doing one at a time, adding them to the portfolio of what you're doing, because then you've got a sort of built up day where, you might start off with your Facebook post, you might schedule a live like I'm doing, You might do a reel if you talk with Facebook. You know, you might add to your Facebook story. You might share one of your reels to Instagram or Clapper or YouTube Short or whatever you're using. These are all things so you're getting out that way, and then you might say, right, I'm going to get some ads sorted up. I need to top up my ads in this platform and that platform. And this is how your day should be looking. You know, you should be constantly going around and doing that. Some people like to spend 100% of their time on Facebook DMs. It works quite successfully, but if you dedicate the time to it, but again, it is a time process. So it's a case of maximizing the time and do the things that suit you best. I mean, some people are better off in like snippets, if you like, and doing a little bit here and a little bit there and things like that. And that's another way to do it as well. So these are the things to maximize the quiet times. You should always be doing something that's working proactively to grow in your business. That's what you've got to be doing. I mean, and if you're inside OLSP, there's other things you could be doing, like you can go inside of, say, TD Pages, take a look through there, develop some pages, create some new pages, run them up, and that's another thing you got going. So you're not just using the standalone sort of squeeze page. So then you can look at their list building funnels, their biohacks or whatever, because there's quite a lot to use inside of TD Pages. And some of the pages you'll find will convert really well. Some won't convert as well. And again, you might need some will perform better in certain platforms than others. But if you haven't made these pages in the first place, you're not going to have anything to utilize. So again, maximizing the quiet times, there's so many ways to do it. There may be a training that's inside of, say, like, especially with the OLSP, there's some long trainings in there. A lot of them are quite short. There are some that are an hour plus. So there may be a particular training you've got, say, inside the Dominators training. We say you haven't managed to get around to watching that. Oh, well, I've got it's a little bit quieter now. So what I'll do, I'll go in and I'm going to watch that hour training. All these things, even though it's just watching a training, as long as it's something that's actively going towards growing your business, then it's a good thing. You know, scrolling down Facebook, watching pictures of dogs, cats, and food, it may be great, may be entertaining, but it's not going to help your business in any way whatsoever. So you've got to always be looking at things that are going to be doing things to grow in your business. So if you can sit through an hour's training or a 2-hour pre-recorded webinar or whatever, these are beneficial. This is training. This is mindset training. This is you're learning tools and resources and all sorts. So you should be constantly doing that, working on things that are going to help you grow your business. So whether it's a traffic platform, whether it's creating new pages, whether it's trying something else out, whether it's watching a training, these should be where your day should be spent when you're looking to sort of grow and work on your business, especially on the quieter times. Like I said, maximize these quieter periods to do these things even more. You know, that's what you should be doing. So try a new platform out, watch another training, test some ads out or whatever it may be. Constantly go into, say, TD Pages of OLSP with the program, go into there, create some new pages, go through the sort of growth hacks that are in there and test some new pages out. They're so simple and quick to pull into your account and, you know, connect your autoresponder campaign, and then boom, you've got your page made. There's your URL, go and promote it, see what sort of results it gets. It's that fast to do, you know, and these are the things that you should be doing. So you're looking for the pages that are converting well, you're seeing what performs better than others, you know, start to use some tracking links so you can see where these leads are coming from. And that's what you should be doing on a constant basis. And that's what works, guys. That's what works. And that's the difference between somebody who just, you know, joins a program, grabs their referral link and posts it on their Facebook timeline saying, hey guys, yeah, this is great. We're going to get, you know, you've got XYZ product and we've got the best compensation plan in the industry, and just hit this link and join now. And then they wonder why nobody does. Well, that's because why should they? What reason have they got to join that apart from the person telling them that it's great? You know, it's who is this person posting that, and what, you know, what have you seen them doing? Oh, well, last month they were promoting something else. So they're the ones that are the shiny object hoppers that we know all about. They're just going to bounce around, joining every single thing that's promoted, and quite often not really making any money in any of them. The only ones that make the money are the big guys at the top that tell everybody to jump around all these different programs. But anyway, that's sort of going off on a different track. But that's sort of covering today's live. I was going to try and keep it around 20 minutes today because we've got no guests on, which is nice sometimes, but it's a bit quiet. And I try and keep them to a minimum 20 minutes if there's not much happening. And then I'll sort of wrap them up after that. So maximize your quiet times, test other platforms out so you can recommend them to team members, get them working for yourself, see what's producing, track your links, see where the leads are coming from, and always be doing something that's actively going towards growing your business. If it's not productively active towards growing your business, then don't do it. It's quite as simple as that. Don't lose your time watching, viral videos or scrolling down Facebook if you're not going to be doing anything towards growing your business, because it's dead time. These are times when you could be putting another page together, watching a training, or testing out a new traffic platform, or whatever the case may be. So I hope you find this stuff useful, guys. Reach out to me if you need any help with anything. It's Sunday over here in the UK. It's Sunday afternoon around 2:20. The bank holiday weekend, so things are sort of quieter at this end. I don't know where you are, things like where you are, but whatever you're doing, have a great day. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next live, of course, which will be same time tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. So whatever you do, take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you real soon.